Right, ladies and gentlemen, will you please put your hands together for keyboard wizard, Mr. Geoff Downs. Geoff, how are you, sir?
Thanks, that's a great build-up. Thank you very much.
Geoff, right back to your childhood. Both your mum and dad were pianists, am I right?
That's right, yeah. Well, my father was a church organist, so he kind of, I had a sort of double style of keyboard upbringing, really.
And your first influences, I've got written down here, are Rick Wakeman, Keith Emerson, and Dave Sinclair, who is Caravan's keyboard player.
I love
That's
Caravan.
Right. Yeah, so do I. I grew up on Caravan, and they were very influential in my sort of taste for modern music, keyboard playing.
Well, it's supposedly unhip to like Caravan, but The Land of Grey and Pink is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean that's a real groundbreaking album, I thought.
Yeah.
It was the first time really. I really find the keyboard players that were, just emerging as kind of lead instrumentalists, I suppose, at that time. And Dave Sinclair was like a sort of lead guitarist in the band, but he was a keyboard player.
Geoff, when you went down to London to hopefully make your fame, was it you were auditioning for the Tina Charles band when you first met Trevor?
Yes, it was. I had a few other things before that, but I started doing some singles and jingles and that kind of thing, and I got involved with that pretty much as soon as I'd moved down to London. But in those days you answered ads in Melody Maker to try and get on, and I saw an ad for a keyboard player, and it was for Tina Charles's band. Trevor was the
Hang on.
MD.
I'm sorry, I do have to interrupt. Is this Tina Charles?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I'm in the mood for dancing, Tina Charles?
No,
It's the
I
Nolan
love to
sisters.
love.
Oh,
I
right.
love
I love to love. Yeah.
Oh, I love to love, but my baby just loves to dance. That one.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the very same. Yes, a little girl, little short girl that's without a big voice.
Now, the meeting with Trevor Horn, of course, went on to produce the Buggles. So please tell us how this all started.
That when we got on very well, and we had very similar taste in music. I mean, we were into bands like Yes and 10cc and ELO and that kind of thing. More thing to do with the fact that the production side of things interested us as well. And Trevor was doing he got some sort of small jobs doing bits of production here and there, and I was doing my jingles, and we kind of, when Tina stopped touring, we kind of merged together and got going, really just doing everything we could in the studio just to make it look, and really the Buggles came out of that.
And then after the Buggles, well, massive hit, as everybody knows, Video Killed the Radio Star, which was huge. It was also the first track ever played on British MTV, as far as I know.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you hold another record, Geoff? Tell us about the amount of keyboards that you've had on stage at one time.
Well, yeah, I think when I started to collect keyboards pretty early on, and I could never kind of throw them away. And eventually accumulated. I think when I did the Asia show in 1983 in Japan, I'd accumulated about 28 keyboards that I was taking away.
Oh, no.
Which is
That's
pretty
silly.
over the top.
Is that your Spinal Tap moment, yeah?
It was, yeah. I mean, it was pretty silly.
I think it's great.
I mean, it was a big talking point. I mean, people were saying, just need all those keyboards. I see, a couple of keyboards to do it. But, I mean, I did actually play them all in that one performance. So, I think that probably is a record.
You do need them all, Geoff. Trust me, you need more, I think.
But the thing was,
How many can he have? Come on.
There's 20. But I think in those days, that they all made different sounds. And so, I kind of justified it in some respects that nowadays you've got one keyboard that makes thousands
It
of
does
noises.
everything, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, now, after the Buggles, you and Trevor were both asked to join Yes.
That's right,
Now,
yeah. That was a strange shift.
How did you feel when you must have sat down at one point and thought, good God, I'm replacing Rick Wakeman. Can I do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I did. It was an awe-inspiring challenge, really, in many respects. But I think once I got over the first few shows, when sort of a couple of backroom boys were suddenly thrown in front of 20,000 people every night, it's a pretty daunting task. But I think in many ways it was a bit easier for me than it was maybe for Trevor, because in Yes had already had 2 or 3 keyboard players before me, so it wasn't so weird, that I would be in there. But I think for Trevor it was more difficult because he was replacing John Anderson, who of course was the founder member and had been the only singer up until that point.
Did you feel Cape worthy, Geoff?
I thought about the cake.
I had to ask, sorry.
I thought about keeping the curry warm in the Hammond organ, but I avoided that one. I think that Rick Wakeman was very good with his capes, and he still is, I think, as far as I know.
And now, after Yes, almost straight away, Geoff, Asia were formed.
Yeah, I think really it sort of made me used to being, a frontline keyboard player in many respects, and that stint with Yes. And I think in many ways it kind of sent Trevor in the direction of production that he didn't really think else to do. But from my standpoint, it was something I really wanted to do. And when I got the opportunity of working with Steve again, and then Asia was kind of formed not that long after I split up at that point. So it was something I really took on board, and was something I really wanted to do.
Brilliant. Now, Geoff, the main reason that we're calling you today is, of course, that it's Asia's 30th anniversary this year. You're playing, the one that we want to really push to our listeners is Thursday, December 20th at Birmingham Town Hall.
Yes, that's right. We're looking forward to it very much, actually.
And Asia has had many changes, people going in and out over the years. To name a few, Francis Dunnery, Scott Gorham, Tony Levine, Steve Lukather. The list is endless. Drummers as well. Just an unbelievable list of musicians. But today's Asia, I'm very pleased to say, is the original 4 members.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I think it's quite unusual for a band, 30 years on, that has got all the original members. I think that was one of the premises when we got back together again about 5 or 6 years ago, was that we really felt that, if we were going to give it a go, then we should really have the original members. And I think that the original band only really lasted maybe 2 or 3 years. So the fact that we're still going now, 6 years on from the reunion, probably tells something about it that we felt we still had something to offer.
So on a more personal level, if you don't mind me asking, how do you while away your hours? Do you have any hobbies?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the road quite, an enormous amount of time now, because obviously I'm doing Yes as well, so it's very sort of time consuming. But I'm a big sports fan, and I always follow the sports. And
yeah, you said you like the footy, yeah.
I like the footy. I'm sort of good English boy, likes his footy and likes hanging out with his mates and just having a good time. But as I say, there's not that much time to do much else once you get going on the road, and then you come off and you relax for a couple of weeks, and then you're back out again. What's
your favourite dinner?
My favourite dinner?
Mm-hmm.
It's curry. It's got to be.
Good man.
Football and curry go hand in hand.
Perfect combination,
He's a proper
Geoff.
boy, isn't he?
Right, Geoff, before we go, something that we ask every rock superstar that we interview. Are you ready?
Yeah, go on then.
What is your favourite fish?
My favourite fish is probably tuna.
Tuna. Make a note of that. Geoff
Okay.
Downs.
You go.
Tuna. Brilliant.
So you can
Walter
tune a
Trout
piano,
said
but
that,
you can
funnily
tune a
enough.
piano, but you can't tune a fish.
Oh, that's what Walter Trout said. He thought we were taking the mickey out of him, and he said, you're just saying that because my name's Trout, and that's exactly the question. That's how he answered, wasn't it?
Right, Geoff, we're very much looking forward to coming and seeing you on Thursday, December 20th, Birmingham Town Hall, everybody.
Get there, Pete.
Are there tickets left?
I'm sure.
There are very few left, actually, because the tour's been selling very well. I think most of the dates are sold out now, so get them while you can, and
Snap
come
'em
and
up.
have a couple of hours of Asian music.
Brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the very Cape-worthy Geoff Downs.
Cape-worthy.
Thank you, Geoff.
Thank you so much, darling.
See you guys.